Hello there, this is Dr Afaf Mougou with you. I am specialized in cognitive linguistics applied to holy books, and my channel is for your personal and business growth based on religious values. This video is to explain the mental structure of an infant. How does the mental structure of an infant look like? I can explain this by this schema, please. So, here we have the body of an infant, okay? And the results, we can begin to see them from the first day, the first, the second day, and after a week, 2 weeks, month. His results are his behavior, his movements, his way of looking and moving, his wants and his desires and his attitude. And later on, he will have other results in life when he becomes adult, because everything will be created in his soul from the beginning. As I will explain, everything will be decided for him from the first day of his birth. So we got to know the mental structure of his body. So his body is vibrating all the time with his feelings, his desires, his thoughts, little thoughts. He hasn't conscious thoughts, unconscious thoughts. And he has God's soul inside him. All of us, we have God's soul inside him. But the difference is that an infant has God's soul inside him, embodied in his body. The separation is just to explain. So you know that in Quran and in the Bible it is said that God breathed onto us from his soul when he created us. The difference between an infant and an adult is that an infant has only the soul, his soul, he's open. He hasn't yet any programming, except the genetical programming, of course. But he's open to be programmed. And like if this is in Portuguese, but I have it in English. Yeah, this is it in English. So this is an adult mental structure. I explained it in previous videos, but I can repeat it for you if you are first time on my channel. So this is our bodies. These are our results, and for an adult, he has the soul, his soul, and he has an ego. The ego is our intellect, and it's influenced by our five senses, our cultural experience, social experience, life story, etc. So this ego enables us to choose. There are like a lot of information coming from internet, from other people, from TV, the radio, etc. This information, our intellect, because we have an ego, an intellect, enables us to choose, to accept the information or to reject it. But a lot of people, majority of people accept everything. That's why the results are always they need to be improved. The results in relationships, in financial situation, in health. Why? Because when we accept, we let this information come, they will program us, So we gotta learn how to reject bad information, how to choose. This is very important for our personal and business growth. Let's return to our infant. So as you notice, for an infant, there isn't an ego at all. There is a soul that is ready to be programmed, but it's not programmed yet. That's why we are born rich. An infant is rich because God's soul inside us is rich. He has already all what exists in God's soul. The richness of the world, billions, trillions, everything. He has everything. He's rich. We are born rich. He is happy. We are born happy, without feeling of sadness. We are born happy. He knows only happiness because God is happiness. We are born peaceful. He doesn't know any problem because problems come from the ego. So he's like peaceful. He's born free. We are born free without any limits. He doesn't know what is limits, Uh, so his soul is very rich. This is the truth. And from the first, minute, he starts to be programmed by everything, by the sounds, what he hears, what do people around him say and do, from the internet, from the media, everything that he listens to or he hears starts to program his soul. That's why, for example, a child that is born in a rich family, he will be rich, likely, majority of the time. If he's from a modest family, he will be modest, because it's a matter of mentality, of programming. If he is born in an Arabic background, he will speak Arabic, because our language is a programming as well. If he's born from Arabic parents and you separate him from his parents, you put him in a Chinese family, he will speak Chinese. Why? Because it's programming. It's not like, the language is a programming. And I know infants, children, 4 years, 5 years, that speak 4 languages. Without, they don't have an intellect, consciousness yet, but they speak 3, 4 languages. Why? Because in their family, there are people, their parents, their grandparents, that speak multilingual. That's why they were programmed to speak 4 and even 5 languages. So this is the mental structure of an infant. He hasn't an ego. He can't choose. He can't distinguish between positive information and negative information. That's why we got to choose for them. We got to be very much careful of what we say in front of a child, what we make him see from TV or internet, or even from the behavior of the parents, everything influences him and programs him, and later on it will be seen in his results. That's why our Prophet Muhammad, Muslims prophet, he says in Arabic: كل مولود يولد على الفطرة فأبواه يهودانه أو ينصرانه أو يمجسانه. And in English, every child is born according to his natural disposition. Natural disposition, fitrah. What does it mean? It means that he has only God's soul, He's like he is born surrendering his ego to his soul. And this is the true meaning of Islam. تسلم الأنا لروح الله داخلك. So every child is Muslim in this sense, because he doesn't have an ego. He doesn't have the ability to choose or story, social story. He doesn't know any relationship yet, So he's a pure soul, and ready to be programmed. And his parents make him Jewish, Christian, or follower of the Magian religion. So it's the role of the parents, as I explained, to program the child. They will give him the belief system, his conception of himself, his self-image. The self-image, our self-image, actually is programmed at this level when we were infant. And once programmed, it will have the absolute influence on our results. Everything in your life, what you do, what you say, your success or failure, everything is directed by your self-image. Our self-image is very important, That's why you gotta say always positive things. Suggest to a child, to an infant, positive suggestions about himself. You say you are intelligent, you are rich, we are rich, and let infants imagine. Positive imagination is very important because our soul doesn't distinguish between reality and imagination. So, whatever level of the family is, I mean financially, you can actually, by a nice imagination, by rich imagination, positive imagination, tell stories that are rich stories, positive stories to an infant. And when he starts to imagine, they have nice imagination, children. But generally, parents reject this. They say, "Oh, don't lie. We aren't at this level." For example, an infant may imagine that he's living in a very beautiful house with a swimming pool, things like from richness, because they are rich. We are born rich, and this imagination is the truth, because when he imagines positive imagination like this, it emanates from God's soul inside him. So we gotta encourage this, nourish this positive imagination that will be reflected, will program the infant positively and will be reflected in his results later on in life. In the Bible as well, it is said in Psalm 127, children are a heritage from the Lord. What a nice verse. Children are a heritage from the Lord. What does it mean? It means they are pure soul, pure soul. Little gods. They are rich, they are happy, they are peaceful, they are very much powerful. They have a very much powerful immune system. They don't know what is the illness. We gotta reject the idea of illness, not to speak about illnesses in front of an infant or a child, and always to empower them. You are powerful, you say to a child, It's true, it's scientifically proven that an immune system of an infant is very much more powerful than an adult. Why? Because he is born powerful, he's an heritage of the Lord, from the Lord. Offspring, a reward from him. Oh, It's a product of the Lord, it's a reward. Even if your parents didn't really want you, it's not like it's not up to them. You are born because God wanted you. God loved you. You are a reward from God, regardless your background or the will of your parents. He made them desire each other so that you come to earth. He wanted you. He loves you, regardless of their attitude. So you are born loved, loving and lovable. Yes, this is it. A child, an infant is pure love, unconditional love. He doesn't know what is loving conditionally. He knows unconditional love. But later, he may be programmed with the conditional love, which is not good. And it will be reflected in his results. So, like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. So beautiful verse. Huh? They are like arrows in the hands of a warrior. You can make from a child anything you want. If you program a child positively, you'll have certainly a genius. If you program it negatively, you may have very bad results. So it's up to us, it's up to the parents and to the background. I love children. I love them so much. I wish to have a kutab to learn the Gospels and learn the true meaning of Quran to the children, because I believe that our relationship with our soul, God's soul inside us, is very important. To build balanced civilization and balancing the society. Thank you so much. I hope it was useful, and see you soon, inshallah. Bye.